Here are the top stories of the news. President Bola Tinubu mourns soldiers killed in coordinated terrorist attack in Borno State. Suspected gunmen neutralize mother and daughter at poultry farm in Borno State. On the foreign scene, fragile two-week ceasefire between US and Iran show further strain as Washington accuses Tehran of breaching agreement. Good afternoon and welcome to Spring News at 12 on Western Spring Television. I am Femi Ojo. President Bola Tinubu has expressed deep sadness over the loss of soldiers of the 29th Task Force Brigade Operation Hadinkai, who were killed in a coordinated terrorist attack on their camp in Benin Sheikh, Borno State. The president also extended heartfelt condolences to the military and the families of the fallen soldiers, urging them to remain strong in the face of the loss. The defense headquarters confirmed the attack and the casualties which occurred in the early hours of Thursday. According to the military, insurgents attempted to breach the facility's defensive perimeter but were repelled by troops. However, the military confirmed that a few soldiers were killed during the encounter but did not disclose their identities. In a statement signed by spokesperson Bayona Nuga, President Tinubu praised the courage and heroism of the troops, noting that they fought valiantly to repel the terrorists and prevent Boko Haram from overrunning the communities they protect. Suspected gunmen have killed a woman and her daughter at a poultry farm in a Gushi community near Akure, the Ondo State capital. The incident, which occurred on Thursday, also saw 3 other workers abducted by the assailants. According to a report, the gunmen gained access to the farm by scaling the fence and attempted to kidnap workers before shooting the 2 victims. The State Police Public Relations Officer Abayomi Jimo confirmed the incident in a statement, saying efforts were ongoing to apprehend the perpetrators. And staying with security, the Catholic Diocese of Kotangora has raised a fresh alarm over escalating violence in Kebbi State, revealing that 24 people were killed in a deadly Easter Sunday attack on Debe village in Shanga local government area. The attack was the latest in a series of violent incidents in the border communities between Kebbi and Niger State. Days earlier, suspected bandits had launched a coordinated night assault on multiple villages in the same Shanga local government area, including Gebe, Kawara, and Kalkami, raising homes and forcing residents to flee. According to a statement issued in Yauri, Kebbi State on Thursday, the diocese said that suspected terrorists stormed the community around 5 p.m. on April 5, unleashing hours of violence that left dozens dead and properties in ruins. The victims, according to the church, fought across religious lines, including Christians, Muslims, and traditional worshippers, underscoring what it described as a tragedy against humanity and not a particular faith. And now to politics. For the second time in 2 days, members of the African Democratic Congress ADC protested at the headquarters of the Independent National Electoral Commission in Abuja over the leadership dispute in the opposition party. This time, the demonstrators were members loyal to Nafiu Bala, who is also laying claim to the national chairmanship position of the ADC, led by Bala and a member of the House of Representatives, Leki Abejide. The protesters asked the electoral umpire to immediately recognize the former as the authentic chairman of the party. As it stands now, the ADC has at least 3 different groups laying claim to his leadership. The David Mark-led group, the Rafiu Bala-led group, and the group loyal to the 2023 presidential candidate of the ADC, the Maybe Kachipo. On Wednesday, the Mark-led group took a protest to the INEC headquarters asking the agency to recognize his leadership. The protesters included former Vice President Atiku Abubakar, a former presidential candidate Peter Obi, former governors Rotimi Amechi, Reverend Beshola and Aminu Tambo, among others. Similarly, a member of the House of Representatives representing Yagba Federal Constituency in Kogi State, Leki Abejide, has accused some prominent political figures of hijacking the African Democratic Congress amid the party's deepening leadership crisis. Abejide made the allegation on Thursday while speaking in an interview where he criticized the emergence of a faction of the party led by former Senate President David Mark. Abejide faulted the process through which the Mark leadership emerged, arguing that due consultations with existing party members was ignored. Asked whether he had ever held meetings with the key figures reportedly involved in the coalition, including Atiku Abubakar, Rotimi Amici, and Peter B. Abejide noted that he has never met with them. Citing the 86 Constitution, Abejide argued that the appointment of Mark and others violated established rules. And here in Osun State, the House of Assembly has expressed concern over what he described as the sudden redeployment of the resident electoral commissioner of the Independent National Electoral Commission in the state, Mutiu Agbuke. Agbuke, in a tersely worded statement, announced his redeployment to Ondo State and expressed gratitude to journalists in the state for their support during his tenure. Agbuke's transfer comes at a time when preparations for the 2026 Osun governorship poll are gathering momentum. Addressing journalists in Osogbo on the development, the Speaker of the State House of Assembly, Adewale Egbedun, alleged deliberate pattern of actions aimed at influencing the electoral process in Osun State. He revealed that the Parliament has also learned that further deployment of interested persons are being planned and may extend to other key officials, including the Administrative Secretary, electoral officers, assistant electoral officers, and ICP personnel across the state. Egbedun also alleged that there were plans in part of the state, particularly within the Ife-Ijesha senatorial district, to compromise the electoral process through the use of APC members in critical roles such as returning officers and supervisors. Voters in Osun State will go to the polls on August 15 to elect the governor, with incumbent Governor Ademola Adeleke seeking re-election. In other news, the Comptroller General of the Nigerian Immigration Service, Kemi Nandab, has temporarily relieved the commanding officers of the affected commands along the Lagos-Seme border corridor of their duties following online report alleging extortion by personnel of the service. Nandab also ordered an immediate investigation into the incident. The service, in a statement signed by its public relations officer Akinshola Akinlabi on Friday, said Nandab unequivocally condemns the actions depicted in this report, as such conduct is unacceptable and stands in direct violation of the core values, ethics, and operational standards of the service. The Lagos-Seme corridor, which links Nigeria to the Republic of Benin at the Seme land border in Lagos State, is one of the busiest and most strategically significant entry and exit points in West Africa. The route handles heavy volumes of commercial goods, cross-border traders, and travelers, and has long been a pressure point for complaints of harassment and extortion by border officials. Allegations of extortion along the corridor resurfaced recently through online videos and reports that drew public attention to the conduct of the immigration personnel stationed there. The Katsina state government has concluded plans for its maiden edition of a mass wedding for at least 1,000 couples drawn from the 34 local government areas. This is part of the government's initiatives aimed at reducing the burden of social vices in the state. Although the amount budgeted for the wedding has not been disclosed yet, the state government said the program will ensure that brides are empowered, while grooms will also receive support packages to ease their lives. Director General of the Katsina State Hizbah Board, Malam Abu Amar, said during livelihood support and counseling training on Thursday that many widows, orphans, and vulnerable individuals are unable to get married despite their willingness due to socio-economic challenges. You're watching Spring News at 12 on Western Spring Television. We will be right back after this break. Stay with us.